young here. Oh, and rainbow. It's a beautiful day, especially with a little bit of good music. So, when you're young here and young at heart, guess what? Sometimes life gets you, right? So, a few years ago, I got injured a bit, so I lifted a heavy battery that was in an unmarked box, and because I was even younger here, I grabbed the box, twisted my back, and popped something. Second day I could not walk. Third day could not walk. Too young. And now I had to deal with workers' compensation bureaucratic bullshit who treat every worker like a number, because those are bureaucrats, people who never did anything real in the field, never been outside. They don't know what a construction site looks like. They don't know the feel of working on a construction site, building a country, building Canada, I would say, in this particular case. And they don't want to know. They choose to be lazy bureaucrats handling papers and files and numbers. That's it. And the thing is, they work with a system supported by the governments that make the workers feel insignificant, and the workers fall for that. Look at I can't show you the beautiful rainbow, but anyway, I'm enjoying a very nice afternoon, and that's kind of the idea. Those people treat you like nobody, and at the time I needed some sort of guidance, because I never had work-related accidents. I was like, okay, first time, and I didn't know what to do, and I had to follow the protocols. You can't just go to get treated by yourself, because here in this province where I live, in British Columbia, you must report all work accidents, and you can't just go pick a doctor, fix yourself, and you have to report it. Anyway, so I went through the system, and they treated me like a nobody. I was like, okay, talking to this customer service on the phone, to that guy, and I have to repeat my story. They treat you like one of those trying to get some money and kill time after that, because there are so many. There are actually so many people making up or exaggerating their work injuries, and they want to scam the system. And those guys behind the phone, like on the other side of the line when you phone at the call center, they are trained to put you off, like deny your case and stuff. And it was about the terminology they used, and all sorts of technical stuff. Anyway, so went to walking clinic sent me to physiotherapy, sent me to this and that. I tried chiropractor, and I tried but the thing was my first experience with this type of stuff, and beside the legality and the paperwork and the documents they send you to fill out and stuff, beside the workplace that tells you, they send me these things, you need to be careful, do that. It's like making me feel like it's my fault. Good thing that my employer was not too bad. There are places where they bully you, and they make you feel that you actually cause them trouble. for getting injured. So in my case, I don't know, maybe it was my fault not to think at the time that inside there is a heavy item, so be careful how you lift. But the thing is, the law here is protecting the worker, so regardless the worker if he's at fault or not, the worker still get protection. It's like this insurance company is supposed to pay the treatments to get the worker back on the workplace. And like I said, I needed some guidance, and I realized that they tried to kind of brush me off. And there is an agency that a bunch of people paid by the government. They kind of try to give you some assistance, some clue, but if you are not pushing your case, if you are not trying to fight, even for those guys who are supposed to be on your side when in your case with worker compensation board, you are still a number. So those guys who are supposed to be on your side are also bureaucrats, are people who never did any physical labor. It's just like a different agency. Like, and again, you are a number. And you need to be tough. You need to not give up. Now, at the time, I was dealing with pain. And when you deal with pain, your brain does not have enough power to focus on multiple things at a time, because every day you deal with pain, and in order to fix your pain and work on your tasks that you get paid for, you have to go back to work. You can't just kill time, especially when they tell you that your injury was supposed to heal within 2 weeks or a month or something. So they tell you this stuff based on statistics, but they don't really look at your case specifics. You are very unique. Your injury might be, let's say, a car accident, a whiplash, and that, if it's a common case, it might heal in, let's say, less than a year, let's say. If you are not overweight, if you had your proper treatment, if you went to the correct or to the right physiotherapy office that have the right equipment to do the best. If you go to some cheap place, maybe you don't have enough insurance, maybe you don't have a third party work insurance or all that stuff, then you go to some cheaper place, they don't have the right tools to treat you. And you end up living with pain, living with painkillers, and not fixing your problem. And you go back to work, lift something because they don't give you a modified work schedule in many places. Let's say you go on construction site and you have a bully boss, and the bully boss on your construction site, lucky me, I'm not one of those, but tells you, you know what, yeah, you can lift those, and if you don't, they will make you feel that they will call some younger dude, and you slowly you see your job responsibilities diminish, like you have less tasks, and you feel like being put aside. And now in your mind, and also they make you feel that you may lose your job, even you may have some protection, but they make you feel that way. And in your mind, it's the idea that if you see a new guy taking your tasks because you are unable, you might lose your job. And now you start pushing yourself, and you lift stuff, you do stuff to get the boss give you that job back. And that's very common. It's very common, and people get re-injured all the times. And when the case goes through the board that decides that, you know, you are supposed to be healed, you are supposed to be back at work, you get the letter, and in the letter there is a decision. Say, you know what, yeah, this is a final decision, you can go to the appeal. and at the appeal, of course, you might get denied again, and you go to that agency that you're supposed to help you. They give you some guidance, some paperwork, and they go through a standard process, and you feel like, okay, I'm a standard machine. They treat me like standard robot, but actually my case is a bit different. I feel that it's not just a whiplash, or maybe I feel it's not just a cracked, broken rib, but I feel it's something else. It's affecting my psychology. It's affecting my emotions, and they don't talk about emotions in those cases, and nobody talks about you might get depression. And if you had depression prior to this thing, that depression it gets, how to say, loud in your head. Your depressive state, or your feelings on anxiety and fear and this type of feelings, emotions, are coming back and are haunting you, and you can't focus, you can't really work, and those things are not being dealt with by this workers' compensation. They don't, they don't even consider those things, because they want you to go back to work and be productive, and they look at your injury. Let's say you broke your arm or something, and they look at your arm as a separate accident, like just one broken arm, and that's it. But the pain that causes you suffering and emotional trauma or whatever, nobody cares about that. And I'm recording this video to make you aware, of your emotions. You have to monitor your emotion, how I feel, how I used to feel before this accident, or could be a car accident. Did I have depression? No, now I feel like, with the pandemic, and the pandemic is kind of kicking in my head. I have fear. I feel I want to listen to the news more often. I want to feel in control of things. So it's not my case. I used to listen to the news more often, but now I decided most people don't think that way. Most people don't have control over their emotions, because they want to feel humans, and they don't know that they have to have the power to decide. Stop listening to the news, stop living in fear, stop doing this and that, because those will accentuate, they will enhance the depression. And the depression could be triggered by your accident, or maybe you had depression before. Now with the accident, with the pain, all get messy in your head, and you don't know what's going on, because the reality changes very slowly. It doesn't kick in right away, like, oh yeah, I got a car accident, someone hit my car, got rolled over, or whatever happened, and I dealt with my broken leg or something, and now I can walk. I had some physio. But over that year, while you were recovering, or half a year or whatever, the depression and this anxiety did not kick in right away. But a year later, someone tells you, you know what, you became a crappy husband, or you are a bitchy woman, and you're bitchier when you have your period. You used to be a nicer person, and when you had your period, like at your PMS, you were kind of cranky or something. Was your normal, but now you're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're screaming at your kids and stuff. If you notice these changes, you must hire a lawyer. It's not like you go back to your insurance adjuster and talk to adjuster, and you hope that the adjuster will consider your depression. No, it will not. Now, what the depression also does, will give you a low energy state, because your brain does not have power to manage the body energy and the emotions properly. The brain has to deal with fear, with pandemic, with the bullshit news, with the pain that it's there all the time, and that takes resources to process that signal of pain from the body and set the pain into a state that tells the body, the brain have to take care of stuff. It's not easy for the brain. Lots of tasks going on when it deals with pain. And at that time, the doctor tells you, you go to the physiotherapy, who is going to help you. Yes, but do you have the vitality? Do you have the emotions, the positive vibe that gets you into that state that tells you, you know what, I'm ready to recover? No, you are down. Your emotions are low. You are in a depressive state because you deal with pain, and nobody know how to deal with that. Nobody teaches these injured workers or injured drivers that they need to go to see counseling. They need to go to a psychiatrist, or maybe have a prescription for antidepressive pills, because the person have low emotions, low vibe, low appetite for life, and the injured person does not have the drive to go to the gym, does not have the drive to go to the physio and to take out all the treatments. The person is thinking like those are like, oh yeah, it might hurt me, or I don't have energy to continue in my homework prescribed by the physiotherapist. I don't have the I don't know, it's not the courage, it's like the feel that you must do some stuff, the feel that you need to heal. It's like a few days ago I went to physiotherapy and they gave me some exercise, and because I had the vibe for life, right, I had to deal with my depression since that accident, and other emotions and anxiety I had to deal by myself, and I had to identify, I had to learn by myself, because my mind is different than most people. I'm not smart, but I have other type of abilities, and I had to learn to listen my body, listen my mind, and monitor stuff. And I learned this is something deeper. Most people don't understand how to deal with these emotions, because they just live a new reality, and they don't understand this new reality is a modified reality, modified by depression, modified by pills, by painkiller side effects. I had a stupid experience. I took painkillers and I got into suicidal thoughts. I'm telling you that. And I realized I took 2 painkillers, like a higher dose, and I realized something weird was going on. Then when I look at the box, those are old ones. They expired in 2006. It was 2016. They're like, okay, I knew I do something stupid, but was more stupid that I was expecting. Anyway, so that was a different story. But that's the idea. Side effects of these painkillers that could lead to suicidal thoughts. If you have this low and depressive state of mind, do you think you are willing to approach exercise and what the doctor or the physiotherapist or the chiropractor prescribes to you to continue your treatment at home? No. Then you may run out of money, or your insurance provider might provide you only $500 a year in benefits, and you think, okay, $500 means like a five session or something. Can I afford the rest of the maybe another 20? Depends on your condition. Oh, I can't afford or something. And now it's not my case, but in that case, if you are in that boat when you can't afford all the exercises, like one of my friends, guess what? The depression doesn't stop. You stop the exercises, you stop your homework, like doing exercises at home. You stop doing research. What type of exercises I could do to improve these muscles, or this motion, or this movement, these emotions and stuff. And you stop those, you don't heal, but the depression is still there. Because you don't know, nobody tells you that you have a depression or anxiety, and you need to deal with those too, right? Some people, like my friend, realize, you know what, I have a mind fog, and I have some depression. I knew that. I know my friend, and I can see what he is writing on his Facebook and stuff. Is, oh yeah, this guy has a depression. And I saw when he had an accident, a stupid accident, I saw how he changed his post. It took a year and a half or something to heal. It was a miraculous healing for that guy who came back to life. Woo. But after he started to post on Facebook, he was different. He posted some funny stuff, but I could see he's trying to force it to get a laugh. And I know what depression means. I know how to recognize in people. I know how when people talk, and I look at their eyes. You think you have to be an expert with a white coat in order to detect someone who has depression. No, you just have to be open to read people's emotions, and I do. And that's kind of the summary. What I'm trying to say. I can talk till it gets dark. It's getting dark already. But some people make silly comments telling me that I'm talking too much. And sometimes on purpose I record multiple thoughts and multiple ideas on the same recording to make a long video to get rid of those impatient ones, because this channel is not to make views, and I'm not asking you subscribe, please like. I'm not begging you for that, because I'm not here to make money. I'm here to share information that I get from places, and I get from my life journey, and I want to share to those who are less adventurous, and they get hit by life, or connected to life, or connected to people less often. Everyone makes different choices, but I choose to live a life, and that gives me the opportunity to get into little bumpy rides sometimes, which is good because I can share more. I don't mind the pain. I don't mind it. That's okay. But if I can share it, if I can share my learning experience, and if 2-3 people learn something from it, I'm happy to do that. Again, if you deal with depression, if you deal with stuff like that, anxiety, fear, you need to ask not your spouse only, but ask a number of friends to give you an honest feedback, maybe an anonymous feedback. Post on your social media or somewhere, and ask people to give you feedback. If you can make a poll or something and get people to respond anonymously, how they see you, in regard to your emotion, your post, what you laugh at, how they see you in real life when you meet face to face. And read that feedback, see how people perceive you, especially when they don't have to share their names. And tell them, you know what, I want your sincere, your honest opinion. I want that. Because I want to heal, and I want to grow. I want to learn about myself. I want to learn more. And if you notice that people tell you, you know what, is kind of you became a bit afraid or paranoid or control freak, or you have some depression, or you don't treat your spouse well, or I heard you yell at your kids more often, you're very irritable and stuff. Take those and consider those. Don't get offended, because those are meant to help you. And you take the data and ask a family doctor to send you to a psychiatrist or someone who can monitor you or can test you for depression. And then you take those to a lawyer. Don't avoid seeing a lawyer with this type of cases. because otherwise you go back to square one. You deal with the bureaucrats and these insurance corporations that treat you like a file, but a lawyer treats you like a source of cash. And what benefits you more, right? If the lawyer is greedy, that's okay. He helps you, you get better, and you help him, right? That's a good trade. So you take care of yourself. Don't let an accident stop you from living a life, a good life. Let's see what I get here. Music! Hey, music! Oh, stop my music. I'm depressed, I'm sad. See you later. Bye-bye.